Welcome back. This is another game session of the Vanguard, the Imperial Vanguard. Different mission. Two returning operatives, Sphinx and Goblin. We rejoin the Imperial Vanguard on a completely different planet. This is Solaris Prime, of the Solarian Republic. A very well-developed planet. The capital city, Risla, a jungle of skyscrapers reaching way up into the sky. On the top of one of these skyscrapers, an embassy for the Imperium. At night, rain comes down on the embassy courtyard. A room with only a few people. Standing in this well-apportioned boardroom, the ambassador for the Emperor here on Solaris, Ambassador Frost, stands behind his desk. He peers out through the window at the rain that patters down as armored boots walk in to the boardroom. One other individual with the ambassador turns, stands from her seat, and says, "Ambassador, the Vanguard have arrived." He turns around, looking over his polished desk and the boardroom table beyond. There's only two of you. Well, where are the others? I thought we'd have a full squad.
Be thankful it's only two.
This is more than enough. Standing there, I got my helmet off and under my arm.
Do you question His Majesty's judgment?
Never. Well, time's of the essence. He points to the lady that's seated there at the table, or she's standing, facing you. This is Lieutenant Mason, Clava Mason. Lieutenant, Vanguard operatives. She extends a hand. Yeah. I'm the ISS contact, the Imperial Security Service. His Majesty's spies here. I've been tasked to prepare you. I take it you've been briefed on the situation?
We have. Just tell us where to go. We'll get the job done.
Happy to do that, operative. I just want to make sure that your information is completely up to date. As you know, we've got a developing situation here. Some Imperial citizens have been executed by extremists here on Solaris Prime. The Seago family, under His Majesty's protection, of course, as citizens in good standing, were killed as part of a misguided attempt by some group calling themselves New Dawn. This group has tried to ransom others as they've captured and ransomed back to their respective governments, as well as the government here. I've been able to track down their leadership, but there's a complication. She taps a few on the desk on a hidden keyboard. A hologram appears showing the night skyline of Risla, the capital. One building is highlighted in red, as zoomed in. This, she says, is where the target is. I understand your mission parameters are to show what happens to those that would harm Imperial citizens. But
that's right.
Sirs, she says, the issue is this building is not just another skyscraper. Been tracking comms and others, and I think that they've been moving considerable assets into this building. I don't know if they're planning another move and not just that, but it seems as though the authorities are complicit. I see no effort whatsoever on the part of the Solarian security services to find these guilty parties. I suspect that they are being covered by someone high up, perhaps even in the Solarian parliament itself. I've got a package ready, and I have transportation that can get us to that building. Clandestine. The package will blanket this area, and an overlay drops on the city map hologram with essentially white noise. That'll prevent their communications from going out, hopefully, giving you, as best I can determine, maybe half an hour before people start to notice. Is that going to be enough time?
More than enough time.
Half an hour will be just fine.
The ambassador, gentlemen, these Solarians, they're corrupt. I would not be at all surprised if Lieutenant Frost is correct in her summation of this, that the government is somehow involved.
Well, then, perhaps it's time for a change in government, then.
What I'm saying is, the video evidence of your vengeance, the execution of His Majesty's judgment on these criminals, may be politically explosive. I just want that to be clear, that is not on my head. If you could please pass that along to your chain of command, I would appreciate that, he says as he sits down and takes a crystal glass tumbler with some amber liquid in it, and he sips it.
Place my helmet down on the table and I lean forward. This is what we do every day. Don't worry about it.
Goblin starts chuckling to himself. You think you can ask us for favors?
The Lieutenant Frost, I'm sure that Ambassador Frost, I'm sure he didn't quite mean what it sounded like. Lieutenant Mason says. She takes out a ball cap of a delivery company and puts it down over her head. Said, "We're ready to go when you are, soldiers. Sorry, sir. I'm not quite sure what your ranks are. Never dealt with the Vanguard before. I thought you guys were a myth."
Sir is just fine.
Call me Sphinx. This is Goblin.
She glares over at the ambassador and said, "Follow me. I have our transportation ready on the roof."
Snag my helmet off the table. And I turn. Lead the way.
Turning back to Frost. And you, Frost, will remember that we're here because you failed to protect His Majesty's citizenry in your jurisdiction. Remember that next time you start getting ideas about asking for favors or even mercy in this situation. And I turn and follow Sphinx.
There's a clink of glass hitting the table as he drops his tumbler of whiskey. Nervous, hands shaking. He stands and says, "The Emperor protects. Good luck."
You don't need it. Come on, Goblin. Let's get this job done. And I turn and I walk to follow.
I walk up next to Sphinx. You see, I almost made him piss himself.
I think he did, actually.
The outside of the embassy mansion, on this veranda, this patio on top of a tall skyscraper, the wind and rain whips through the air. The young agent spy standing outside with her ball cap on as rain whips at it. She points towards a boxy hover vehicle. It bears the same livery as her hat. She says, "Sirs, that's our ride. completely innocuous. Should be able to get us wherever you need to go. Where do you want me to take you?
Front door sounds about right. What do you say, Goblin?
I
Turn to
agree.
Goblin.
I want to know what the likely escape routes are so we can lure them in before we start the slaughter.
She looks at the two of you, eyes widen. Oh, well, front door it is then. She walks over to the delivery vehicle and gets in. A hatch opens in the back. Plenty of room for two fully armored Vanguard agents.
Lieutenant, you've studied the schematics for this building and its surroundings, right?
I have. As I pull out I press a button on my helmet, and it projects the outlying area.
Sphinx, in your estimation, if New Dawn agents were to determine that there's a problem, they needed to muster at this location, what would you say the most likely point of that, or the muster point would be?
Muster point. What do you mean?
If they were to detect that something was wrong and they were to call out for agents in surrounding parts of the cities to come and rally at this point, where do you think, would it be underground tunnels, parkade? Would they use grav lifts to come in through the top? Where do you think? I'm thinking we set a trap and then intentionally raise an alarm so that we can lure them into the trap and take out a lot of the grunts all at once.
It's not a bad idea. And you were spot on with tunnels. Likely.
I figured they had
Only
some
other
sort of
way
tunnel
in.
system.
Unless someone's going in from the top.
That must be how they're moving assets in and out.
Likely. Unless we come across some kind of secret passage underneath, some kind of underground entry point.
So those tunnels must lead to some sort of underground staging area, storage facility, underground warehouse. Perhaps what we could do is have Lieutenant Mason here. Lieutenant Mason, do you have any sort of access to New Dawn communications, clandestine transmissions, or?
We've picked up some radio traffic, but it's highly encrypted. I've got some cryptographers working on it, but we haven't cracked their codes yet. That's part of the reason why, Goblin, that I think they're getting government support. I haven't been able to uncover anything solid, but that kind of encryption, it's probably Solarian military.
What about the word on the street, underground criminal organizations? What's the chatter there? Do you know?
I mean, this is Risla. The whole place is just rotten, like an apple that's been cored and just stuffed with maggots. There's always chatter. Certainly the execution of those hostages about a week ago, people are still talking about that. It's like a major escalation, I guess. New Dawn seems to have the best arms and the best discipline. As far as I can determine, their leader is one Pons Wyman. I've got to, hold on. Let me transfer a picture over to your comms. You can take a look. I apologize in advance. It's not very high resolution, but this is who we think is running New Dawn.
Huh. Sounds about right. Looks like he'd run them.
Yeah. It's definitely been in a lot of their official communiques. And funny enough, the authorities have been completely unsuccessful in tracking him down.
We shouldn't have a problem finding him.
How certain are we that he's at the location right now?
Oh, very certain.
Sphinx, this is what I'm thinking. I'm thinking we enter, clandestinely, take a look around, scope it out a little bit for ourselves while we still undercover, head down to where that likely staging area is, trap it, then push our way up stealthily through the building until we've acquired this pawns character. And then
I'm
once
okay with
we
that.
have him secured along with his other cronies, we get him to send a signal out to those other co-conspirators to have them arrive, and then we detonate our trap and kill them all.
10-4. Sounds like a
And
great
then we
plan.
execute Pawns and his cronies on TV.
As we do. And I've got my technologies we could use to scope out as we go. I brought my infiltrator drone this time around. Should be able to keep high to the ceilings and scope out as much as we can. Maybe we could send it down in the passageways to find the staging area without having to physically go down.
I would assume it'd be similar. It would be relatively co-located to whatever small fusion reactor powers the megastructure. Maybe we could overload that. That might be a nice little toasty surprise for those traders.
That would be quite toasty. And I don't really care too much about destruction of this building.
Good. All right. Let's head over there.
With the wine, the small delivery cube hover truck lifts off the roof of the embassy, diving down in between the buildings that line multiple. They're just crammed in this mega city that goes for miles and miles to each horizon. The lieutenant is quite adept at the controls. She winds her way through the automated and AI controlled traffic lanes. Within a few minutes, she says, "Okay, we should be coming up on the structure now. You can see just over there," she points at a massive towering edifice, this huge building. That's the official seat of the Solarian Republic, by the way, gentlemen.
Interesting. I peer out the window.
She now rejoins the traffic that's moving, no matter the time of night, through this bustling and busy city. Pedestrians appear as she gets closer to the ground in this cube delivery van. Lights and advertisements paint the night with colors, and people walk in large crowds. It's a city that never sleeps, always something going on. She sets down the hover truck in front of a grand glass entranceway. It leads into the main lobby of this hyper tower, highlighted as the hiding place of Pons Wyman and his crew. She opens the door, turns back. Do you want me to stick around? Where do you want me to stay? I can't stay here very long.
Stand by.
Stand by. We'll radio you. You can do a couple of laps around the city.
Keep your cover.
I'll just keep circling. No problem. She hits a few buttons and the hover truck lifts off. There's a few people immediately that stop, looking over at two fully armored soldiers. A few people, as pedestrians mill about outside the lobby entrance. They quicken their pace as they come close, not recognizing the livery of Vanguard operatives.
Perhaps we should go for a walk first, Sphinx. Just take a look at what our openings are. Entrances, loading bays.
I'll go left. If you want to take right. We could split up and do a circle around, mosey about. What do you say?
Agreed.
With my, take my helmet. Still under my arm. I don't have it on. Start walking left around the perimeter of the base of the tower. Just scanning with my visor as I walk.
I follow suit, going around the right side. Checking, looking especially at non-civilian accesses where loaders would be entering, maintenance crews, unmarked vehicles.
Roll. There. off to the side, a large area where vehicles entering or exiting, the building. It's got a garbage truck. It's hauling things out, cubes that'll be incinerated in the furnaces elsewhere in the city. Sphinx, roll your scan.
5.
Success. Scanning for the civilians walking by, several of which are giving the Vanguard armor a second look, looking around, confused. A few are quietly talking into their lapels. Your visor picks up unmistakable outlines of heavy weaponry concealed under long cloaks. Those individuals are standing just outside the entrance to this hyper tower.
Radioing into Goblin. Goblin, I've
Goblin,
got some.
Sphinx, go ahead.
There's some heavily armored individuals here. Definitely watching. Civilians are watching us too. Be as conspicuous as you can. Inconspicuous as you can. I turn and I walk, not even making eye contact with the individuals. Past and keep walking.
Their
I'm
eyes
looking
follow.
around.
One of them pulls out a comm and then looks at the comm and then starts tapping at the comm. Low-level static now in your own comms as Agent Mason's package goes live, blanketing the area with white noise, providing that 30-minute window.
I make my way into the densest part of the crowds nearby and activate my chameleon wear armor. Disappear into the crowd.
Everyone shocked in the crowd. Those that were watching a heavily armored soldier walk right into them and then disappear. Shouts of alarm as they all scatter. Several of them pull out comms to try to record and then realize they have no signal.
Goblin to Sphinx.
Come in. This is Sphinx Goblin. What do you got? What do you see?
I've got a trash access route that I just picked up coming out of the building. Looks like it could be a way inside.
Roger that. I'll be right there.
It's located on the east side.
I'll make my way. Over.
Roger.
Start making my way in the direction.
I likewise start pushing towards where, careful not to bump into many people, start making my way towards where that garbage truck came out.
Roll. Success. Sphinx. The two men standing guard at the entrance to this hyper tower. One of them whips open his long coat and a long gun comes up, priming. He takes one knee, leveling it at Sphinx as he's coming back the other way towards Goblin.
Quickly, I dive and I roll behind a nearby stone structure, potted plant structure outside on the out front of the tower. And I've ready my beamer rifle.
The shot goes. It's a pulse rifle, high end. It screams over towards Sphinx. Roll armor with Boone for the cover.
Rolling, the beam comes past me, blasting a tree, vaporizing it by my side. I'm under attack, Goblin. What do you got?
Goblin to Sphinx, roger that. Do you see where the shot came from?
Yeah, it's those individuals I called out before. They are ready to fight. I'm going to open fire.
Roger that. Do you need assistance or do you want me to flank around and take him out from behind?
No, keep at the mission. Keep at what you're doing. I'll take these guys out.
Advise
Pulling.
if assistance required.
Will do. As I power up my beamer rifle. I turn aiming at the guy who fired at me and pulling the trigger, releasing a beam.
Roll. Success.
Beam blasts him in the chest.
His clothes immediately disintegrate under the heat. Whatever ablative armor or thermal barrier he was wearing is incapable of handling this kind of intensity. It burns right through his chest. They're screaming now as civilians run from the area. His compatriot darts into the building, still yelling into a comm that's being blocked by Lieutenant Mason's package. White noise package.
Cover's blown, Goblin. What do you got? How you making out over there? I'm down below.
I'm approaching that garbage access way. I'm going to try and hitch a ride on the one going inside now.
I'll follow suit as soon as I can get out of here.
Roll, Goblin.
Ooh.
An alarm starts going off. The alarm closes as amber flashing lights above the large utility access to the tower turn red, and the utility door, this large loading dock door, slams down.
Goblin to Sphinx, I got a problem. It looks like someone tripped an alarm and the access point has been locked down.
Fantastic. Guess we're going through the front door. Taking my pulse rifle, I turn and I whip back around over the stone ledge, aiming at the guy who I just vaporized his clothes. Make that a 3.
Failure. The guy just lying there on his back, the ruins of his chest just smoldering now. His compatriot turns back, brings up a similar rifle, fires it through the glass front of the lobby of the building. The glass spider webs and then shatters, but no beam goes through.
Shit. Meet me at the front. Over.
Roger that, moving to you. Stealthily making my way through, still cloaked. I retrace around the corner of the building to get to the front facade.
In front of the building, a smoldering body of one of the security guards. Not a regular security guard, no uniform present. A high-end pulse rifle at its laying there next to the corpse. And the remnants of a chain glass window shattered on the floor or on the ground in front of the building. The atrium now exposed to the outside air.
I stop by the guard laying smoldering. Risking detection while still cloaked, I search him for any sort of ID card or security clearance chip.
Roll.
3.
He's carrying nothing. Failure.
I peek my head around the ledge, scanning with my visor to try and pick up signatures of the second enemy.
Roll. The dust from the chain glass front is obscuring the sensors. Failure. Not only that, the dust is outlining Goblin. Is now visible as the dust settles on his chameleon wear suit.
Goblin, I see you, and dust is settling. You might be compromised. Quickly, take cover if you can. There's another entity out there.
Roger that. Invisibility compromised, dashing to atrium. augmented leg servos whirring to life as I sprint as quickly as I can over the chain glass, hopping through the front, diving behind some of these planter boxes.
Right there, standing, surprised, with a pulse rifle in hand, the second security guard swings towards this rapid move. He's having a hard time tracking. He fires a 3. That will hit. Roll armor.
5 up saves. Just sliding underneath as the pulse rifle is brought to bear, just missing over the top. Goblin pops back up. I pop back up on my legs behind him, readying myself.
Sphinx.
I
Has
wrap
disappeared in.
around the edge of the planter box. A beamer rifle in hand, I'm sprinting towards the glass. Weapon raised and charged and ready. Scanning. Goblin, I'm entering the building.
Goblin to Sphinx behind armed personnel by planter box.
Roger. As I'm walking through the glass, trying to see through the smoke for the security guard.
The security guard spins, looking for Goblin, firing off another panic shot. Roll armor.
Yeah, that hits. Taking a shot point blank right into the shoulder.
Take 1
Pushing
strike.
back, but quickly pulling and recentering and refocusing.
The shot goes as 1 strike of damage is done by this pulse rifle. The security guard still yelling into his lapel. Under attack! We're under attack!
Goblin
I
to
thought you
Sphinx.
said the cops weren't going to be here.
Goblin
I
to
thought
Sphinx,
this
I've
was-
taken a shot.
Over, I just saw where he fired from. Aiming down sights, I pull my trigger, blasting a beam at the security guard.
Success. The security guard, his back turned, is caught completely unaware. The beamer blazes through. He falls, his back smoldering. The gasp. He loses consciousness and pitches forward onto his face.
I'm coming over you now.
Roger.
I'm sprinting over to Goblin, kneeling down. You all right, pal?
Yeah, I'll live.
Helping him up.
In the atrium, a number of areas, tables, chairs, a cafeteria, a large tree that's held in an exotic tree, perhaps one from old Earth. Then stairs that wind up to a upper level of the atrium. Inside this area, it goes way up like a hollow core of this massive skyscraper. A bank of elevators are on the far side.
I say
Yeah, Goblin to Sphinx, go ahead.
I say we take those elevators. Get up as soon as we can. They know we're here. We are
Roger
no
that.
longer going. This is no longer a stealth mission. We are going in guns blazing.
Yeah, roger that. Let's see if we can head down and continue trapping that suspected lower loading ports.
Let's do it.
Before we set off, Goblin seems to raise his foot and stomp. The ground shakes a little bit and all of the dust kind of puffs off and distills around him, and he's back to being invisible. Or I'm back to being invisible, rather. Let's move.
This tree is wild, huh? Admiring the ancient tree from ancient Earth as I
Yes.
walk past towards the elevator banks.
No doubt it took a couple of eyes turned the other ways to import something this precious here.
Don't get to see stuff from old Earth very often, do we?
No,
Anyway, let's get this done.
let's go.
Make my way to the elevator. Looking down at the the buttons for the floors. Lower
A
level.
glass panel that shows all the way up. This particular elevator seems to go up to the 150th floor. There's also parking garages and basement levels going down 5, currently on the ground level.
Sphinx, I think that this might be hiding something. I think there's levels below 5, just for a structure this large. I take out my electronic warfare's unit and start slicing into the elevator access panel.
Roll with Boone.
3.
The display on this glass dereses for a second and then comes back up. There's a shadow of additional floors, but then they reappear just as described before. 150 up, 5 down.
Standing pulse rifle ready, watching. Goblin 6. What do you got, pal?
I looked for a second like there was something, but then firewalls locked me out. If these are maglev elevators, I might be able to hotwire it to shoot the elevator straight through the floor and punch into the other levels.
Sounds like a good entrance. Let's do it. I'll
Pulling
keep
up additional pages on the electronic warfare's unit, I try and break into the actual mechanics of the elevator itself.
Roll with Boone.
3.
Again, for a moment, and then internal firewalls block the attempt. Failure.
How we making out?
I can't seem to access it. It's being protected.
Shit. Well, I guess we go down as far as we can.
Yeah, let's
See what we find.
All right.
Press the button. Waiting for the elevator to come. Still watching the
Doors
entrance where we
open
came from.
immediately. Still screams outside as civilians run. A few of them looking around. Several with cell phones out. Their comms out, recording what's going on. No sirens yet.
Quickly roll around the...
I think I'm going to take another look inside the access panel internal to this elevator and see what sort of total building security there is. I'm going to see if I could bring down blast doors along the main entrances.
Fantastic.
All right.
I'll keep you protected here.
It's 5.
Success. A menu, an emergency response menu comes up with options, including building lockdown. Similar to what happened with the loading doors.
Yeah, it looks like I've got it. I can lock the place down. That means that no one is coming in through the front door. The only people coming in are going to be through those access tunnels.
Thank God. Get that done and let's keep going. Didn't want to have to watch our 6 the whole time.
All right, I go ahead and activate that and bring the blast doors down.
Heavy metal shields slide down from hidden, recessed areas on the exterior of the building, closing with heavy clangs as they lock in place.
Good work, Goblin. Let's do this.
Let's go. All right, let's go.
I wrap around the threshold of the door into the elevator. Armed and ready.
I draw my silenced ionic pistol and follow in after him, cloaked.
Let's go down as far as we go, huh?
Looks like parking sub-level 5.
Sounds good. Let's do it. I press the button. Parking sub-level.
Silently,
descend.
smoothly, and quickly, the elevator descending on magnetic rails. Within seconds, the doors open. A large 5 painted on the wall opposite the bank of elevators. Sub-level 5.
Sphinx, can your drone determine if there's any maintenance access doors down here that could possibly lead to a further sub-level?
That it can. You were thinking what I was thinking. I kneel down, unclipping my drone from my suit. Little matte black drone. I place it down, power it on. almost silent, it rises up to the ceiling and darts off into the floor.
Roll for the drone.
Make it a 3.
Success. It's not difficult. Within seconds, the drone's images playing back on Sphinx's helmet. There, a authorized personnel only, with a yellow caution paint around a large set of doors.
I think we got it, Goblin. Check this out. I project my hologram out in front.
There in the hologram is a warning sign. Warning. High voltage. Authorized personnel only.
Bingo. That looks like the target.
Away we go.
While you got your drone out there, do you see any security cameras?
Let me feed in and check it out as I tune back in to my drone.
While Sphinx's drone is looking, I just look around seeing if I can find any of the security cameras pointed down.
Small success. Small in the corners of the hallway, pointing to give coverage. Security cameras are there.
I'm going to get us a little bit of an early warning. I jog over, cloaked to the security camera pillar, and clamber up the pillar so that I can position myself below the camera to attack it. See if I can patch myself in and hack into the camera feeds. 6.
Success. On the inside of Goblin's helmet, new windows appear. They populate quickly, hundreds of them. Root access to the security system, or at least the video security system of this tower, now at his fingertips. Sphinx.
Goblin, I could EMP disable these cameras if you need me to. What do you got over there?
I'm in. I've got eyes through the building. Let me just parse through this for a second. I start quickly scrolling through my internal headset feeds of images to see if I can find our target, our ultimate target.
Roll.
5.
Success. After scrolling quickly through just hallway after empty hallway due to the time of night, a few drunken inhabitants of the apartments around, all just nothing until at the penthouse level of the tower. There, armed guards, openly brandishing heavy weaponry. And then on the roof level, some limousines with some guards standing around them.
Sphinx, I've got our target. He's in the penthouse with armed guards, and it looks like we also have some sort of dignitary visiting on the roof level.
Oh boy. Well, guess we do what we got to do down here, and then we're gonna go zooming straight up.
Check that. I'll keep eyes. Hopefully those blast doors buy us a little time. Move with Sphinx over to the authorized personnel only door.
A heavy metal door, locked.
What do you think? Standing next to Goblin in front of the high voltage door.
I draw my energized sword and ignite it and take a stab at the door to test its durability.
Go ahead and roll.
5.
Though commercial and hardened, the energized blade parts the metal. It heats up around it.
Yeah, I'm cutting in.
Good thinking, buddy.
Though the illuminated light on the outside of the door still stays locked, the door mechanism itself is sliced by the energized sword.
All right, stand back, Sphinx. I take a step back and heel kick the door in.
The
There we
door
go.
gives way. the crash, it opens up, revealing a maintenance room, an engineering room, conduits and pipes and high voltage alter capacitors line this large area. Ceiling is the whole place hums.
Here we are. So, time to set the trap.
Now, I guess we have two options. We can do what I said initially and just blow the place sky high. Or if we were concerned about setting an example of His Majesty's mercy, maybe we could find some way of suffocating out the sublevels or just superheating the area without cooking off the rest of the building so we don't have a ton of civilian casualties. But
Ideally, we want to avoid civilian casualties, but we do want to decimate these guys.
here's what I think we'll do. I'll set a charge on the superconductor control unit. If we detonate that, it should overload and heat and superheat the substructure of the building and collapse it. In the meantime, I'll look and see if I can find the building ventilation and slice into that so we can starve out all the oxygen down here.
Sounds like a plan. I'll keep guard.
I go ahead. I take one of the programmable charges brought in and look for the superconductor control unit to set those in place.
Go ahead and roll.
4.
It's not difficult to find the control unit. It's there on the side of the main area here. A large panel, a desk, and a chair in front of it. It's empty this time of day.
All right, I got the control unit. I'll set a low yield explosive so we don't just trigger the emergency shutdown procedures, but that it actually causes a runaway explosion or a runaway cook-off here.
Fantastic. Good work, Goblin. As I scan my drone out to make sure no more armed guards are coming into the area from above.
Sphinx, over your comm, with a considerable amount of static, the Lieutenant Mason, how's it going down there? You got about 20 minutes left on this white noise before it's not going to be. I can't block the signals much more than that.
Don't worry about it. We got it under control.
I see that the building's storm shutters are closed. Take it.
That's right.
You guys?
That's us. That's us. Don't
All
you
right,
worry.
well, I'm still circling around, and so far I detect no emergency response yet.
That's good news. No response, Goblin.
Good. That gives us a little bit more time. Looking for I find a building structure access panel and slice back into that, looking both for to regain control of those blast doors and to find the HVAC control system.
The HVAC control system immediately available. The menus here are easily accessible. This is where the building would be controlled.
Sphinx, I'm thinking we reopen the blast doors on these low levels so they don't cut their way in. That way, when we've got them where we want them, we can shut those back down and then suck the oxygen out.
Sounds good to me. I trust you, man.
All right,
I'll
ahead.
keep you protected while you work on it.
Thanks.
Aiming down sights of my beamer rifle still.
I put a worm into the system to gain remote access to the HVAC control system, and I reopen the blast doors that lead to the lower levels.
The system reports back that the blast doors are now retracting into their hidden housing. Sphinx, the far end of the hallway, the elevator is moving.
We got company. Aiming down sights at the elevator.
Roger that. Putting the electronic warfare unit away, I make my way back up to Sphinx.
The door opens, revealing a technician wearing a uniform, a white ball cap. He's got a clipboard, digital clipboard in hand. He's got a coffee in the other. So starts walking in the hallway towards Sphinx. His eyes come up, sees a a rifle leveled at him, freezes in the hallway.
Get down on the ground! Get down on the ground!
Immediately complies, putting his hands on the ground out in front of him.
I come up to the technician as he's on the ground, decloaking, flip him over, pick him up and push him against a car and just say, leave, and throw him towards the exit.
He scrambles back towards the elevator that doors are just now closing.
Watch him, Sphinx.
On it.
He scrambles and you can see him. He's stabbing at the controls of the elevator as the doors close.
I don't think we'll have too much trouble from him.
No. They already know we're here anyway.
All right, we've got
Lower
access.
I lower my rifle. So up we go now.
Up we go. To the
We're working
penthouse
there.
suite. Thanks. I've got access of the HVAC, and I think I've got access to the doors too. So when the time's right, we got them like fish in a barrel.
Fantastic. Call my drone back. Clips to my armor. Up we go and get ready to go in guns blazing. I'm sure they're waiting as soon as we get out of the elevator bay.
We could go in the floor below and try and blow our way up through the floor into like.
Now you're thinking.
Charges
I like
up the
that
hill,
idea.
Blow up into the penthouse.
Sounds good to me. We can make our way up easily.
You lead the way.
Ceilings aren't too high.
I've got cameras. I think you still have the building schematics, yeah?
I do.
Right. Let's see if we can find our way right into the center of his penthouse from the floor below.
Perfect. I walk my way towards the elevator, pressing the button to go straight up to the floor right below the penthouse.
There it is. Roll floor 149, just below the 150th floor, the penthouse level. Again, the maglev elevator accelerates quietly, smoothly, all the way up. A few people visible from the glass elevator down at the atrium level, a few people coming in through the broken glass entrance of that atrium, the main entrance of the skyscraper. Soon they're small specks on the ground as the elevator comes to a stop at the 149th level and the doors open.
Quickly, I raise my rifle into the room, scanning around for any signs of armed guards.
No hallway here, just a small foyer and a large wooden carved door.
I say we go in there. We could scan, Goblin. Check out the schematics and find exactly where we are underneath
Let's
the
do
penthouse. Marching my way in towards the wooden door.
Ornate, heavy, expensive. A black panel next to the door on the wall. And a number announcing this suite number.
Through here, you think, is where the best breaching point would be?
Oh, let me reference my schematics again. Feedback into my schematics. Pouring over the hologram in my helmet.
The hologram displays, and then the interference from the white noise bomb that the lieutenant is driving around in it erases the schematic, dereses.
Damn, I lost it.
Oh, hold on. I have an idea. I bring back up all the cameras that I have access to, looking for the suite number on floor 149, just outside where we're
Bingo.
standing. See if there's anything inside there.
Nothing. No
Looks like we're
cameras on
clear
the
through this
inside.
door.
Blast our way in.
Let's just go in.
I go and I grab the handle, pushing forward. Swinging open the door. Oh. Not opening.
Heavy door, locked.
All right. Guess we're blowing our way in. Stand back.
Standing back.
Reach into my pack. I pull out a charge. Place it on the door handle. Between the two door, in the seam between the doors. I step back, activating my C4 charge on the door.
The loud bang. It shatters the lock of the door. The door from the concussive blast swings open, revealing a posh and high-ceilinged suite that covers the entire footprint of the 149th floor. Large, opulent, open space. The apartment is has a few lights on.
Oh, look at this place, huh?
Yeah, someone was here recently.
Walking forward, gun drawn.
Woman's voice calls out, "Who's there? What's that?"
In response, I recloak.
I get down on crouched, scanning around to see if I could see where this woman is screaming from.
A lady comes out wearing a bathroom robe, her feet soaking wet, her hair wet. She comes out and then sees Sphinx. She stops. "Who are you? What is this?" And then
Right.
she reaches for a panel on the wall with her finger.
Stop right there. I will vaporize you in just a second. Step away from the panel. Come to me, sweetheart.
She stops, but roll.
4.
3.
Her hand comes down. She takes a few timid steps towards you. Wet feet leaving footprints on the fine, polished floor.
Come take a seat right here, sweetie. I gesture her to sit on one of the ornate couches. Modern couches in the room.
She sits down, wraps the bathroom towel around her, or the bathrobe. "What is this? What do you want?"
What's above us?
"Another floor," she says contemptuously.
We're looking for the penthouse, sweetie. Where is the penthouse?
"Well, this is one of them." "Do you mean the neighbors above?"
Neighbors above. Who's above you?
"I don't know. It was empty up until a few weeks ago. Someone new just moved in. Boy, it seems like a lot of trouble. Couldn't you just go and knock on their door?" "Do you have any idea
Well-
how much that door cost that you just blew apart?"
Well, after this is all said and done, maybe the Imperium can pay for the damages. We need to.
Her eyes go wide. "Imperium?"
At
Mhm.
that moment, I decloak behind her with a knife pressed against her neck.
She freezes.
Yeah, the Imperium. Now you're going to start answering our questions quickly if you value having your blood inside your body.
Look, I had nothing to do with it.
Stop. You will speak when spoken to. Sphinx, continue.
We need a specific individual, leader of the New Dawn, and they
I don't
should
know.
be.
No, I swear, I know nothing about the New Dawn. They're just some radicals. I don't know.
What do you know about Pons Wyman?
Pons Wyman. I haven't even heard of Pons Wyman. I don't know who that is.
What were you? Who were you gonna notify? That button over there.
Well,
What is that
building-
called to?
Building security, of course.
Building security. Well, they ain't gonna come right now. They're a little indisposed. We need to use your ceiling.
My ceiling, she says. And then, what do you mean?
Well, we got to blow our way up to that floor because we're not going in through that elevator bank. And Mr. Pons is waiting up there. So you're going to sit here, nice. As a matter of fact, Goblin, we should probably detain her.
Yeah, I think you're right. Do you have cuffs on you?
Yeah, I do actually. Hang on.
Oh, good. 'Cause
Clipping
I was just
cuffs
gonna
off
break
my
your
suit.
ankles.
Toss him over to Goblin. Over to the couch.
Catch them. Withdraw the knife slowly. Shackler.
She says, I feel it's terrible what happened to that family. I mean, we all thought that was terrible.
Yeah. Did you know? We just got a job. And we got to take out this guy, Pons. The Imperium and the Emperor wills it. So, you
And
just
if
stay
it
here
happens-
nice.
If it happens so after that we find out that you did have something to do with this, you're going to wish that knife at your throat was the only thing you experienced.
I swear it. I had nothing to do with it. I had no idea that whole penthouse it's been for sale for a long time. I didn't think anyone lived up there. I just in the last 2 weeks I noticed there were some people going up there.
What did you notice? Be
New
specific.
people, quite a bit of well, the landing pad. The landing pad. I just noticed there was new people coming on the landing pad, and I saw one of the ministers of the other day landing there, and I thought that was unusual. We haven't seen I didn't think he lived here.
Minister.
Yeah, one of the members of parliament. He's Hamid Prince.
They weren't kidding, Goblin, and the corruption does run deep.
Do you think that he was
Yeah.
involved with this Pons fellow, the New Dawn leader, the radical?
Don't you worry about it, sweetie. You just stay back. Goblin, you got any more charges? I just used
got
up my
2
only
more.
one I had. Fantastic.
2 more.
I used mine on that door, which I'll fix, ma'am.
Don't
Actually,
worry
I
about
won't.
Anything
it.
else
Don't worry
you'd
about
like
it.
to say before you're turned over to Imperial Inquisitors?
Wait, you're gonna take me to? I don't want. Look, I don't know. I told you everything. She says, a static, little heavier static now through the comms, Lieutenant Mason. Okay, I've got about 10 minutes, I think. Not a whole lot of time left.
Lieutenant, don't worry about it. We're almost done here. We'll be out of here in 5.
Okay, I'm close by.
Goblin, I walk over to Goblin, grab the woman by the shoulder, by the arm. Yeah, hey, Goblin, I got her. Holding her
Right.
back, weapon, pulse rifle, clipped to my suit. I pull out my pistol, just holding it in a hand near her.
Well, I can tell
Mason-
you this: if you need my ceiling, the layout of the apartment is exactly the same as this one. They're the same. It's the same layout.
So you've been up there.
Well, no. Well, yeah. When it was for sale, I was curious, so I booked a viewing and I went and looked. But it's the same thing, and they're asking way more money for just one more floor higher. It didn't make any sense.
Do you have an office?
Well, yes, I do.
Show us where it is.
It's just that she motions with her head or her cuffed hands. She kind of points.
Come on, let's go. I nudge her forward, gun pointed at her back. Let's go.
She walks past a bedroom and next to the bedroom a modern kitchen. From there into a messy rec room, which has a billiards table and some couches, and then an office, opulent in its size.
What do you think, Goblin? I'm thinking Mr. Pons and his lackeys are sitting up there at that desk.
Let me double check it. I pull back the camera feed for the penthouse above us to double check where our target is.
Lots of activity outside the door where the The security cameras still monitor the public spaces of the tower. A bunch of men, armed men, checking weapons.
Yeah, it looks like he's still there. They're anticipating us coming soon. They're all readying weapons. There's a lot of movement up top.
Oh, we'll just take the ground out from under them.
I agree.
Fight our way up.
Lieutenant Mason, this goblin come in.
I hear you. This is Mason.
I have reports that there's a certain Minister Hamid potentially on premises. There's some expensive-looking limousines up top as though there's a visit. I need to know if you can set up a covert blockade of traffic moving from that altitude around this building.
I'll see what I can do. I probably gonna have to wait until the white bomb is off. And
If
then
you can't, and those limousines take off, I need you to trail them.
Roger that.
Okay, I've got Sphinx. I've got Frost, or correction. I got Lieutenant Mason. She's gonna follow those limousines if they take off. There's gonna attempt to set up a perimeter.
Perfect. Arm those, get those charges ready. As soon as that floor blows, get ready to fight.
Taking the last 2 charges I have, the programmable charges, I set them underneath, referencing the camera feed, where a guard is standing, so that we can blow into the office.
Okay.
Sphinx, let's make a certain announcement first. I try slicing into the building's intercom for floors 0 through 149.
Go
Let's
ahead.
try and keep casualties to a minimum.
Roll.
6.
Success. Comms.
Attention, citizens of this apartment structure. As per His Majesty's decree, those under his royal protection have been butchered in this abomination of a city and an abomination of this world. However, in his infinite mercy, his royal majesty is granting you the chance to recognize his power. Evacuate the building immediately or suffer death. All right, that should clear out some of the civilians. Let's blow these charges.
The young,
Fantastic.
the lady in her bathrobe. Will you let me go too? Then, can I go?
I look at Goblin. I nod.
I shrug.
Stand here. While you're arming, I'll take her over to the elevator banks.
Check that. Already the charges.
Come on, sweetheart. Nudging her forward. Let's go.
Clutching
grab her-
bathrobe. She moves forward, then turns, showing her handcuffed hands.
I grab her by her forearm. Let's go. I start walking towards the elevator banks, kind of hurriedly, almost like pulling her towards the banks. As I get to the banks, pressing the button for the ground level.
An elevator door opens.
Take her and I shove her into the elevator. Now you make your way out those front doors when you get to the bottom. And just keep running. Imperial officials will take those cuffs off. Be safe. I hit the button to close the doors. Send her down.
The doors close. Goblin, in your peripheral vision, the video feed from above shows frenzied activity. The door to the office opens. Some men wearing suits look panicked as they stand up and start buttoning their jackets.
Sphinx, I've got activity. It looks like some higher ranking officials have entered the office.
Oh, really?
Now's a good time to take them.
Ready when you are. I turn and run back through the blasted wooden door in the direction of Goblin in the office.
All right, on the count of 3. 3, 2, 1.
All right. With a crash, the concussive blast drops the ceiling in a cloud of ferrous concrete. It blankets obscuring view. The crash is massive. The cutting force of the blast is enough to shear the rebar and reinforced carbon lattice that has kept this floor the way it's been since it was originally built years ago. Through the dust, the light from the office above flickers through. There's shouts now after the massive concussive blow of the charge.
Charging forward, running towards the fallen debris. I quickly holster my pistol, pulling out my beamer rifle, aiming in the direction. Goblin, let's move quick.
Roger. I unsheath my power sword, ignite it, hot red energy glowing around the edge.
Shouts above, from the room above, Suite 150.
Running towards the rubble, scrambling up, rifle ready. I reach into my belt, pulling out a smoke grenade, pulling the pin and lobbing it up ahead of me into the room to create more divergence.
The smoke dissipates, or the smoke emanates quickly from the grenade. Not just any smoke, a smoke that has tiny reflective particulate in it, confusing other sensors and advanced optics. More shouts now. A few random shots come through the hole in the floor as the occupants above make hasty preparations for an unexpected vector of attack.
I re-engage the chameleon-wear armor and running towards the newly created hole using servo-assisted legs, I jump through.
Roll.
Up. Make that a 4.
Success. Through the hole. And now up into the room. An expensive desk has been knocked askew from the blow, the blast from the floor. Couches are a little out of place. A chandelier swings still. And some of the glass that goes from floor to ceiling a good 25 feet high is cracked from the sudden pressure differential. There are armed men, 4 armed men grabbing for firearms. Behind the desk, a man in a suit is picking himself up off the floor. Pawns lies off to the side, knocked off of one of the couches. A large metallic figure lifting him up off the ground.
Lieutenant Mason, this is Goblin.
Yes, I just saw a flash of an explosion. That was you?
Affirmative. We're gonna patch through our helmet camera feeds so that you can ID targets.
Getting it now. The white bomb's down. You should have full comms.
Sphinx, patch through your helmet camera telemetry to Mason so she can ID targets. We know we've got pawns, but we don't know necessarily who else we've got here.
Roger, helmet telemetry transmitting. Can you see it? Over.
Yes, I'm getting it.
Excellent.
Oh, and it looks like I can get that blockade going. I can hold it for just a few minutes.
Fantastic. Sprinting on the rubble, I begin trying to climb the rubble from the ceiling up into the room.
Roll.
To try and catch the
Failure. The rubble is too loose. Sphinx takes a tumble off.
Ah! Shit! I fell. Goblin, what do you got up there? I'll make it up there in a second.
I've got pawns. He's being assisted by Looks like a agent in power armor. I have several other agents readying weapons.
I'll get up there as soon as I can.
Roger. All right, moving cloaked around the room. I come up behind the 4 agents who are readying their weapons in a panic.
These look a little more rough and tumble. Not so, but there's a mix. So one looks very much like a New Dawn member, but others look more polished. The majority of the room is wearing suits, not extremist wear.
Mason, what am I looking at?
Okay, I'm getting it now. Well, wait. Oh, that's a security detail for a parliamentarian. Former spec ops. It's coming in here now. Yeah, I don't know why he's there. Wait, pan back, she says.
I look back over.
The man in the suit getting up from behind the desk. That's Hamid Prince. He's a minister in the Solarian Republic government. Positive ID, Goblin. That is Pons Wyman.
Sphinx, it looks like we got positive ID on Wyman, and it looks like we've also got positive ID on Hamid Prince.
Interesting. Let's take out those guards. If we can keep high-value targets detained as much as we can, we'll do what we have to do on camera with them.
Right.
Let's just try and take out those guards ASAP. I'll make my way up right away as I, again, quickly back up and sprint towards the fallen debris, trying to clamber onto the fallen concrete to make my way up.
Success. This time with a little bit of more forward momentum. Easily able to vault in. With shouts of alarm, Prince says, "Blast them, they're Imperial. Get him out of there." He looks panicked as he maneuvers around the desk, heading towards the exit. His security detail break ranks from the 4 that Goblin is surveying behind. 2 of the security detail rushing to the parliamentarian side, while the others level their weapons at Sphinx.
Quickly rolling onto the ground after coming from the floor below. Weapon drawn, aiming down sights at the 2 guards. I've opened fire. 5.
Success.
Pulse beaming out of my beamer at the head of one of the guards.
The head
security detail
rises. A headless, suited corpse hits the ground.
One down, Goblin. How are you?
About to take 2 more. And cloaked, I raise my power sword and swing it down from shoulder to hip behind the guard I'm standing by. 6, 5, 4.
A crit. The blade slices effortlessly through the stained t-shirt of one of the guards, cutting him from shoulder to hip. He falls in half, too shocked to make a sound. The remaining guards retaliate. One, standing next to Goblin, fires blindly in his direction. His wild fire. Roll armor.
Let's make that a 5.
Success.
Ducking down in the metallic smoke that Sphinx shot, aided by the cloaking, I move out of the way of his blind fire.
Another shoots at Sphinx, returning fire. The loud crack. Roll armor. Success.
As I dive out of the way of the blast, readying my rifle as I roll into a prone position, firing in the direction of the blast.
The errant shot shatters the glass behind. There's sudden wind coming into the area, clears the smoke that otherwise is obscuring lines of sight. Success.
Shooting in his chest as it blasts into his center of mass.
The blast sends him violently against the interior wall of this office. Crashes down to the ground, smoke coming up from his burned chest. With whirring motors, a large cyborg shields pawns as he moves to follow the parliamentarian out of the room.
Goblin, they're making their way out. Quick.
Yeah, I'll follow him. And I, moving through that smoke cloaked, follow closely behind the cyborg exiting the room.
The cyborg, as getting to the door, issues pawns through the door first and then stops, his head slightly to this askew. He whirs around quickly, now in very close range with Goblin, his sensors searching for the cloaked operative. He strikes out wildly as Vam braces on his arms energize. Roll armor twice. The
6 and a
first
1.
blow successfully dodged. The second one comes up. Take another strike of damage. It's an energized vambrace, bladed from his forearm, smashes into the cloaked goblin. Roll for chameleon wear failure.
5.
The chameleon wear flickers for a moment, but then stays up.
Sphinx, I'm taking on this cyborg. I've been hit. It's still good.
The parliamentarian darts out of the room, his remaining guard following close behind.
On it, I'm on my way. We got to take down Pons ASAP. Running in the direction that Pons was being escorted. Weapon drawn. Aiming and scanning for Pons through the smoke. We get 3.
Success. There, his security detail meeting him at the elevator. The elevator door. He's just jumping into the door as his security detail swarm around him.
Aiming at him as he's going into the door. I take a shot at his head.
Success. The heavy beamer catches him. One of his guards throws himself in the way of the beam, sacrificing himself for the parliamentarian. The beam slices him in half. It continues forward, blasting and melting its way through the elevator itself.
I missed. Shit, Goblin. You got to get in there. We're going to lose him.
On it.
The cyborg stands, imposing, blocking the exit as Pons heads to a different elevator.
Shrugging off that last hit from the cyborg's vambrace, I, with chameleon wear engaged, attempt to run along the wall for a few steps and dive past his shoulder after the parliamentarian. Let's make that a 4.
As on the wall, the cyborg's hand juts out and grabs Goblin. Chameleon wear flickers as he holds Goblin in the air. His head turns to Goblin, and with his other arm, attempts to slash into Goblin's helmet. Roll armor.
Ooh, hero die.
Goblin's helmet goes slamming off. He takes another strike. Helmet loses suit integrity. Chameleon wear fails.
Shit! I'm coming, Goblin! Weapon still drawn. Charging in a direction. Seeing Goblin held. His helmet go flying and his chameleon wear fade. I blast in the direction of the face of the cyborg. I get a 5.
Success on a 5. The cyborg takes a full-on beam to its face, melting some of its ceramics and metals off. It starts smoking and stumbles back, but still holds on to Goblin.
Let him go, you son of a bitch!
Goblin slump. I slump forward, unconscious.
Goblin, roll for emergency suit. Whatever
5.
we called it. 5, 6. The suit diagnostics shock Goblin. Regain 1 strike. As combat drugs are pumped into Goblin's veins. The cyborg drops Goblin's limp body and makes a run towards Sphinx, half of its head still smoking.
Firing in the direction of the running cyborg, still aiming down sights.
The blast catches it. It hits some kind of power source or something as it hits the cyborg's center of mass, blasting through. The cyborg explodes, limbs flying in all directions.
Goblin, you all right? As I charge through the debris falling everywhere to go check on him, I slide down to the ground and grab him. Buddy, wake up. You okay? Buddy!
Kind of groggily shaking back, too. Whew. Thought that was
Come
it
on.
for me there for a sec.
Come on, we can finish the mission. You'll be all right. Let's go. Help him up to his feet. Come on. Get up, buddy.
Goblin broken, a badly dented helmet at your feet.
I think I've I think I've lost the building controls here. I take the memory stick from my telemetry data and I hand it to Sphinx. I'm like, you're gonna need to activate the doors in the HVAC system.
Shit. All right, got it. I grab the key card, running over to the panel on the elevator. Lieutenant, come in.
As pawns and the parliamentarian make their way up. The indicators on the outside of the elevator bank show them heading to the landing pad above.
They're making their way to the landing pad.
All right,
Lieutenant, over.
Yes, this is Mason. Everything okay? I see men coming out on the landing pad, circling above.
Yeah, that's Pons. He's about to. Things didn't go as planned. He's about to get his way out of here.
Looks like that's also looks like Minister Prince as well.
That's right.
Oh, just so you know, emergency response is on the way now.
Shit. Emergency response, Goblin.
do everything you can to hold them off, Mason.
Doing what I can.
So, Goblin, what do I do here? We got to get up there, right?
Yeah, what do we do? I unholster my silenced pistol, and I'm like, it looks like Chameleon Ware is fried. This is going to have to be a direct confrontation.
Yeah, I think so. Pressing the button. for the elevator to open. We're just gonna have to go up guns blazing, man. Just like we did.
An elevator opens. A body on the floor of this elevator, and the far wall of the elevator melted from a previous beam strike. It still smells like singed electronics on the inside.
Rushing in quickly. Come on, let's go.
I follow in. I think this is we're gonna need to go faster than this. I cut the ceiling of the elevator open with my sword.
Easily cuts through. Not armored.
Hold on, Sphinx. Take Sphinx kind of fireman on my back, and I bear down and I focus all I can on the servos in my cybernetic legs, and I jump straight upwards.
Roll.
4.
Success. Bursting through the top of the elevator like a can. The sudden downward force breaks something in the maglev, and the elevator falls underneath, falling 150 floors straight down. Goblin lands with Sphinx on the landing pad above, where 2 limousines are being rapidly boarded by hands, 2 of his cronies, or pawns, 2 of his cronies, and Hamid Prince and his last remaining guard.
Sphinx, disable those limousines.
On it. Using the keypad device. Tapping into my helmet, attempting to disable the vehicles. Make that a... It's not working. I can't get in. I'm not as good as you. I'm just shooting the driver. Aiming at the driver of the first one. I fire at his head. Make that a 3.
The shot scores along, catching the unarmored driver as he's trying to get into the gull wing doors of this hover limousine. With a grunt of pain, he falls over, slumping against the car.
He's down. Let's get in.
The parliamentarian moves from the back of this to where his driver is, starts pulling him out of the way. Meanwhile, at the other limousine, pawns and his cronies are getting in.
Running, sprinting, tearing as fast as my cybernetic legs will allow me. I charge up to the Pons' limousine and drive the sword straight through the engine cell.
Roll. Yes. All right. Critical. The Energy Sword goes in to this civilian vehicle limousine with a sudden loud whine. All lights on the hover car turn off, and it lands heavily onto the landing pad, back onto the ground. The passenger side window explodes in fire as someone inside the limousine shoots at Goblin. Roll armor, Goblin.
Oh, failure.
Goblin takes another strike.
Taking the strike hard into the chest, he falls back and hands heavy on his back, not moving.
Sphinx.
Shit! Running in a direction of Goblin, seeing the other limousine to my left being boarded or scrambling to take over the driver, I turn my rifle, shooting in a direction of the blast that struck Goblin. Success. 5.
Success. The blast goes right through the glass of this limousine. There's a sudden burning smell as the interior leather is instantly ignited. something else must have been flammable or explosive in the limousine, as the entire top half of the limousine explodes, going up in an inferno, detonating whatever was inside. Back doors open as two individuals crawl out, fall out, still smoldering. Lieutenant Mason comes on the comm. I'm coming around. I got to come get you if you're going to get out at all.
Goblins down. Get here fast. Target may be down.
The parliamentarian jumps into the limousine. Having removed his driver, the door starts to close.
Running over towards Goblin. Looking at the crawling figures on the ground out of the fiery wreck. I slap Goblin's face. Goblin, you all right, pal? Hey.
A vicious-looking wound on Goblin's chest.
Shit. Hang in there, buddy. We're going to finish the job. We're going to get you out of here. Lieutenant, quickly, Goblin is down and in trouble. We need to get him into a medvac ASAP.
With a rush of wind, that same delivery vehicle falls down into the sky, narrowly missing the other limousine as it takes off.
Take care of Goblin. I'll finish the mission. I stand up, walking towards the crawling figures on the ground.
One, a guard, severely burned, struggles a little bit and then collapses. The other, Pons Wyman, looks up, bloodied, burnt face at Sphinx. Who are you?
We're the Vanguard, buddy. And the Emperor sends his regards as I charge up my beamer in his right point blank to his face, pulling the trigger.
Pons Wyman, leader of the New Dawn, is erased in a fiery blast. It melts him down to nothing. Behind, the delivery truck is landed. Lieutenant Mason rushes out, starts dragging Goblin's body back to the open delivery doors as sirens pierce the night sky.
I turn, looking out on the horizon of the lit city, and then turn and run towards Goblin and the lieutenant to help aid getting Goblin into the vehicle for help.
Just grab his legs. I've got him.
I got him. Just let's go. Come on.
Mason
lifting him up.
Jumps from the back of the cargo area into the driver's seat of this small cargo hover truck, and the truck lifts off as emergency responders start coming in, police and others.
Holding Goblin in my lap. Come on, buddy. Come on, Goblin. It's gonna be all right, pal. It's gonna be all right. Quickly, faster. Come on. We're losing him.
All I can muster is a low groan.
And with that, the last few vestiges of life slip from Goblin.
Goblin, come on, buddy. Come on, dude. Don't leave me like this, man. Goblin.
I've got your...
As I begin to just bawl. Goblin, no. Come on, man. Don't go like that. Sobbing over Goblin's lifeless body.
Mason takes the cargo vehicle around, weaving between the buildings, making her way back. She comes over the comms. I'm getting retasked. I'm not going back to the embassy. It looks like, and then she swears, "Are you kidding? Is that a?" And then there, appearing as if out of nowhere, the INS Stiletto warship appears, hovering above the skyline of the capital city, menacing, black. There's sudden divergence of air traffic around this vessel. She's like, "Looks like your ride is here." She diverts the cargo ship towards this now visible warship hanging there, as all sorts of alarms and emergency vehicles start to converge around this deadly looking vessel. A door opens to receive the cargo truck. There, troopers wait. The lieutenant puts the cargo truck down. Immediately, armed Imperial soldiers open the truck, take Goblin's body, escort Sphinx out, and then Lieutenant Mason's on her way. The Stiletto engages its chameleon wear again with a huge disruption, a massive wave of air. The Stiletto executes a very dangerous in-system jump and disappears off of Solarian Prime. Sphinx.
Standing in the cargo area of the ship, staring down at the ground. Bloodshot eyes. What now?
Some of the crew are gathered around some video feeds, watching. They're cheering at parts as the play-by-play, the video evidence of the Emperor's wrath plays through every screen on the Solarian Republic's capital city. The news quickly spreads. Harm an Imperial citizen and deal with the Vanguard. The body count is impressive. There, the terrorist, in his last moments, staring up from Sphinx's perspective. A loud cheer goes through the crew. Then the video changes to a family recording of the Seago family, those cruelly killed by the same individual. The mission's a success. And we'll stop there.
Woo. Sorry, Goblin Man. I'm sorry, pal. I feel terrible.
You had some cool moves there. It's just like you rolled terrible and then
I rolled
well.
Oh, man. Lost you there. That sucks.
There was one thing I didn't get to do that I really wanted to do, which was drop kick a guy out a window.
Oh, totally.
Could have did that. Yeah. Oh, man. I'm just soaking this all in right now.
Yep.
I tried. I was firing at him, I should have took the shot at the cyborg first. Instead, I shot at freaking Pons. Oof.
Yeah, I just was like, oh, I'm gonna try and get around the cyborg. I don't want to spend time dealing with him. Wrong choice.
Yeah.
No, you did awesome though, man. You had very technical on your role play, right? So that when you handed me the chip, I'm like, shit, I'm not the smart guy.
That was one
Like,
of my favorite parts, actually.
I was like, what am I gonna do? I can't figure this out. Like, terrible
It was
roleplay on my
great.
part.
And then you rolled it into a 2 or something.
But oh my god, no, that was a lot of fun. Holy crap, that was intense.
I was surprised when your guys like, okay, so how, like, I had the lieutenant. She's like, okay, where do you want me to take you? I've got the vehicle that can get us there or close to it. And you're like, let's go to the front door. And I'm like, you're fully armored. Like, you're stepping out to the street fully armored. And I was like, that's actually awesome. All the civilians were like, what is this? The 2 guards at the front, like, are those the cops? Who are
There was
those
a
guys?
when I like dove out of the way to get cover. I was like trying to describe, and then Avery, you said it perfectly, and then you pulled it up on the image. It was just a stone. I was envisioning just like a stone potted planter, because you always have those around the outside of a major building. And then you pulled up the image, and there it was. And then you called it a planter. I'm like, oh my god, I couldn't find the word planter. I'm like, a tree thing with a concrete rim.
So
Oh my
funny.
god, I gotta play more to get my
just saw
fucking
peach trees from
The vocabulary.
Judge
Sorry.
Dredd.
my vocabulary. Holy crap!
I had that too a couple times. I was like, man, I can't think of the word. Why can't I think of the word? Skyline. Why can't I think of skyline?
I did that at the end actually with the whole skyline thing. Oh god, but that was a blast. That was so much fun. I was I think I was a little more aggressive with my character, but at the same time, I am a soldier.
Yeah.
So I know I'm a archaeologist, but I am a soldier, so
I
guess
thought that was
works
was
out.
good. It was great. I loved how you first try to jump through and it doesn't work. It's
Oh
like,
my god! Yeah, I was like, "Wow, I should have hero died there because it was so silly for me to fall down.
did you use your hero die?
I
don't
didn't
remember.
get to use it. No, I used I used almost all my karma, and I got some from failures.
Mhm.
But yeah, I could have hero died there. I didn't.
Yeah,
And
I was one karma shy of living.
You were 1 karma shy. I remember. I think we had the suits. My understanding is that the suits kind of, because we don't really have healing, but your suits can do like that stim thing, like a. that's what we
Yeah,
were-
it was some sort of like chemical, combat stim or
Yes.
like
Yeah.
limited use nanite reconstruction or
Yeah.
Goblin carried the team though, man. Like you had all the ideas, you had all the
now the team
plans.
can carry him.
Tell me a little bit more what you were planning for the basement thing, like with the
So
power
the thought there
Mhm.
was we're punishing all of New Dawn. So the idea was going to be to take Pyman, or what's his
Pons Wyman.
Pons.
Pons Wyman.
Yeah.
Hyman Wyman.
Yeah, there you go. Pons Wyman.
It works.
Captive and have him summon all of the New Dawn agents.
Right.
And because the rest of the building, except for their loading bay, would be shuttered off, they'd go in there. We'd lock them in and then drain the oxygen out.
Right.
I love it. But the
And
best
if that
part
didn't work, then
is
we just blow it and cook the whole building.
Yeah.
shit went haywire. Like we were blowing up ceilings,
That was crazy.
fighting people in the elevator. Freaking.
I thought the
Log.
I thought it was great how you like, I'm into the building's intercom and I'm going to tell you
Yeah,
that you're
yeah.
from the Imperium, and if you value your life, you're going to leave now. And I was just like, oh yeah, that was cool. But
That was really good.
I liked the idea of turning one of the magnetic elevators into a pseudo railgun into the basement.
that was fantastic.
I wish that had
That
worked.
would have been crazy good. But then you rolled low, and it was,
Yeah.
quite enough. I mean, that was cool though.
And the woman.
Yeah, the woman.
I was ready to throw her out the window.
I thought you were too. I'm like, he's gonna just throw her out the window. And I'm like, oh,
I got the impression she was just a tenant, and then I was just
true.
like, "All right, sweetheart, let's go." Threw her
Sure.
into the bank.
Yeah.
Just get out of here.
exactly.
And then, like, you had, at that point, there was actually a point where I screwed up. I probably screwed up a few times, but one of the times I screwed up was, you had, you reached out, you called out to the lieutenant for the mapping.
Hmm.
And then I was like, we paused for a second because I imagine it was
Oh,
her. But then I think I was like, wait, maybe he meant me. And then I just started talking.
I think it worked either way.
I think
It worked out. It worked
I think
out.
Sphinx would have even like the character would have butted in there and be like, "No, I got it." Like, no.
Yeah, that's what, it worked out. But I was so silent for like a good like 5 seconds. I was like, me, yes. So I'll take it.
I thought it was good. I really liked how you guys were with the ambassador. He's like, hey, you know what? Can you put in a word? And he's like, you know what? You don't ask favors.
Yeah,
I was like
you were
trying to paint a picture with that Goblin's kind of exterior, like his exterior to people outside the Vanguard is like the no nonsense.
Yeah.
You're scum.
Yes.
But to the Vanguard itself, it's kind of a character he plays to everyone else.
Right. Right.
I need to lean into. I think I need to lean into like what I'm comfortable with character wise. Like you are so comfortable playing a technical character. Like you were living it.
Mm-hmm.
I felt like the whole time, I felt like stupid. Like I was just kind of like running and gunning, man, you know? And I was like, man, I screwed up by just not making like a Master Chief. You know? I made this guy who's supposed to be smart. He's smart with history. Yeah. and that's his thing, you know? And then like, you know, extraterrestrial, ancient, whatever. But then we were in this position where like we were legit like infiltrating a building, and just the two of us. It's like you were on the ball, and I just felt like I was on your coattails the whole time. And
I was worried I was a little domineering at points.
No, you were awesome. Don't at all. Like that's my problem. I didn't come prepared as a prepping my character. Like I think I should have made something that was a little more. I should have toned back my expectations of my character. Maybe he could have just been like Big Bad's character. He's legit just a gunner, man. He's just he's there to. I kind of played like I guess like him tonight. You know.
We're brothers, so I mean, it would make sense.
You're brothers.
It makes sense. Yeah, it kind of does. Maybe I took upon the role of he wasn't there, so I kind of like tried to pick up the slack.
Well, in that,
with him not being there, maybe I don't know.
Like, we were initially going to have a team of 4, which would have been totally different.
Mm-hmm.
You'd have Ken with his big cyborg character, and then Big Bad, and then the two of you. Last kind of short notice, it's down to 2, and I'm like, that's kind of cool though, because that changes the dynamic completely. I think, and then I just thought it was hilarious. I come back to this. I'm picturing this. They just get out of the delivery truck. They've got all of their weapons, and they've got there's like, what's going on? There's pedestrians everywhere.
Yeah.
I thought it was awesome. Man, I thought that was great. Like just the whole thing, and then I
had a blast.
Shutters, and then I really do think that idea with the elevators and just weaponizing a mag elevator to fire it like a bullet right into the basement of the building, that was sweet. That would have been sick. Same thing too with you, like when you tried to slice into the elevator controls and you wanted to see if there's actual other levels. I'm like, hey, that's kind of cool. But then you rolled really low, and I'm like, well, maybe there are, but you didn't get to it. But anyway, and there were other levels, but I thought that was good. There's always other levels. Like they don't show you everything. But anyhow.
I probably could have used some more of my tech. Maybe could have come up with some better ideas for my tech. Like I had my drone.
I was surprised the drone didn't enter in the last part. I was like,
I thought about it, but I had already declared that I ran forward.
Yes.
And I had declared that I was scrambling, and I was like on the rubble. Yeah. And I was like, how am I going to now like pull? I mean, I could have just reached around my back and threw it into the air.
Just throw the drone up in the air.
I thought about it. I'm like, I'm already in motion. Is that going to be weird? And I just ran with I was in motion. I just stuck to it.
I think I shortchanged you a bit on the smoke grenade, because the smoke grenade went in, and then I forgot. To be frank, I forgot about it for the very next round. I'm like, no, the smoke is going to obscure into, like, they can't see you guys coming in at all. And then anyway, so
it still worked out, you know. Well, I mean,
Goblin was sneaking around and not seen by anybody until he got really close, because we said with the you can be attacked with Bane, which I did roll the Bane thing at very close range.
Mhm.
And that's when the cyborg, when you're up close to the cyborg chasing after pawns as he was escorting him out, that's when everything kind of went bad for Goblin because he got
Mhm.
smashed. Like,
Thinking back, could I have, before we blew the ceiling,
yes.
I wonder if I could have been like, Goblin, can we shut down the elevator bays, just completely
Right.
deactivate them.
Right.
And we didn't. We just couldn't place it. I'm thinking of that now. I'm like, shit, we
Yeah.
could have maybe shut. But who would have known what happened? Like, how would we have known what transpired, It's
I
like,
did try to give you some information via the tenant that you had taken prisoner, because she was like, yeah, well, I knew that there was someone because there's a lot more activity on the landing pad above. And that's, I was like, okay, I'm trying to foreshadow a little bit that they're coming and going from the landing pad. They're having all these meetings there, and it only started recently.
Mhm.
So it's like, okay, they haven't been here long.
One thing, like we that I did notice, like we didn't anchor like verbally much, but I imagined where Goblin and I were at all times.
Yeah, I like even
We're
more
lost.
so than last time. I was like, oh, I know where I am, and I know where.
Which
he
is interesting because I know we stress that in the group to anchor a lot.
Mhm.
I mean, maybe it's not as pivotal to the degree we do it, because like we were now maybe
Maybe that's 'cause
listeners.
I was anchoring a lot. Like maybe that's because
That might have been it. Like you were like anchoring the scenes
guy
before
in the
us.
suit that
You
was
know?
picking himself up off the ground. Another guy behind the couch.
Yeah.
Reaching up.
Like I envisioned it all.
Her finger hovers against next to the wall on the alarm panel. Anyway, but I don't know. I also could picture everything. A few times I'm like, I'm not sure if they're really understanding the way things are, but it all worked out. So
which part would you say?
Well, there's a couple times where I'm like, do they know, like, especially when you're just going into the building and there's a second guy that had run into the building. And then I'm like, okay, does he know that the second guy's in the building? Or is he thinking that it's out, the second guard is outside? Or does he know that the first guy he killed, like he just straight up murdered the first guy?
Yeah. So I screwed up there, because when you described that I vaporized his clothes, I wasn't sure if he was dead. I was like, maybe he's still standing there. So I fired at him again like an idiot. But I did catch that the other guy went in, and I should have realized that gun is so powerful that it actually just fucking destroyed him.
It just goes right through, right?
Yeah, he's dead.
And that's my fault, because when I said the clothes just vaporized, I'm thinking it is a huge gaping hole through the center of mass.
I didn't envision that properly. I'm sorry. That's my fault.
So then to try to correct that on my part, I tried to describe it to Goblin that there's a corpse, a fried corpse,
when you
laying on its back. And then, okay, so now I'm trying to let Kingmaker know that this guy is dead.
That was perfect, yeah. Because when you did that, that's when I realized, oh, I fucked up. and that's because I just fired at a corpse. So
I did like the idea of like, I'm going to the cargo, and the other ones, I'm going to walk around here. I thought that was great. Just kind of a little bit of scouting, but the whole time I'm thinking, but you're in full armor, and it's not the local police armor either. Like you guys look a lot different than everyone else. I was actually, the longer you stayed out there, I was thinking, what would the civilians be doing? And I had pictured, like, because it's late at night, I'm picturing like a group of guys that have been out at the bar, and one of them's going to come up and be like, hey, are you guys shooting a movie or something? Is this a costume? And kind of accost you, but then things just start going like fast, right? And it didn't make sense, but as soon as you start shooting, even if they're drunk, they're running away. Like they're all gonna head for the hills.
It was a blast. Like I need to I feel rusty, So but I feel so rusty.
Not at all.
I feel so rusty. Like
great.
I feel like my my dialogue could be so much better. Like a lot of it was just like,
it's harder when there's only three of us, because you don't get that rest, right?
Yeah.
I guess maybe. Yeah, maybe.
Turn right away. Like you just
Yeah.
have to be on. And
Maybe
so
that's
after
why.
an hour and a
Yeah.
half, you're just like, dude, this is hard. Like
After I have it, it's like, just go.
go, go, go. Like, you know, having another player is enough to give you a little bit of a pause to be like, okay, yes,
True.
I'm listening to everyone, what they're doing. It just gives me enough breathing room that maybe I don't have to.
It also helps, in some sense, I guess. It gives the other players things to riff off.
Yes, you can riff off one another, right?
Yeah.
Harder when there's fewer people to
Yeah, like we can riff off each other.
yes.
But there's only so much we can until we're just like, I got your 6.
Yeah, true.
And that was me. I was just like, you were freaking just like into the code, and I'm like, how we making out back there? Scanning the room with my gun, aiming down sights.
I was awesome.
Idiot.
It was good. It was good. It really was good. That's great. Well, we're going to look forward to having our other 2 guys back for the next one, and we'll see. I mean, we're probably looking at a new character. Avery, do you think?
Yeah, I think so.
All right.
yeah.
You'd already thought of something, I think.
I had a couple ideas.
But that's awesome. I mean,
Fantastic.
Death in RPGs is a good thing. It's an epic thing. And what better cause, right? Serving the Imperial will and delivering justice, his justice on that evil guy that killed Imperial citizens. They'll think twice about that.
Yeah.
Awesome. I'm going to end the recording here. Thanks for those that'll watch this, and we look forward to doing more of these. We're having a blast. This is a sci-fi military game using EZD6. Quite a bit of stuff from EZD6 Wasted World. We're playing this in character because that's the way you do it.
How we do it.
And we'll sign off with that. All right. Talk to you guys later.